That team was the best. They were loaded, and Michael, they were like an orchestra, and Michael was the conductor. Um, and what he did that I thought was so impressive was that I'm getting off track here a little bit about his playing, but when I would walk down the hall and on any given day, I would see Michael hanging out with the 21st, 22nd, the guys on the team that never played. Okay, you walk down the hall, you see Michael hanging out with him. You think, okay, well, maybe it's just kind of whatever. Then the next day you see him in the Commons. Michael's hanging out with a different group. And that whole team got along, okay? And Michael was the catalyst for that. He was one of the hardest workers on the team. He was the best player on the team. And he set the example.
Number one, he just was, amazing at creating a sense of team. His style of play got everybody involved, but he could be the guy that made the play. He was always calm, always kind of had a sense of what the team needed, what needed to be done. You hear people say, like, I think 3D chess, just they get it better than everybody else. I think for Coach Kistner, Michael was someone who, was like a coach on the field that knew the way Coach wanted that team to play, and Michael had the ability to make the team play that way.
And he when he came to Walsh, I had seen him play before. I knew what he could do. He used to attend some of our games when he was still an 8th grader. And he would even talk to some of our coaches on the sideline during the game. And he was still not at Walsh, but he'd say, well, we're not doing this right. We're trying to do this. We're trying to force here. He understood. He reads the game so well. That's the amazing thing about Michael. Just knowing the game, understanding it, reading it, and knowing what it takes to be at your best.
I feel honored. I think it's great. I think it's all subjective, right? At the end of the day, there's been so many talented players that have come through this program. And the reality is that final year, and obviously I just spoke about it with Coach Petzger, we're not winning that title, right? I'm not hoisting a trophy. We're not hoisting a trophy unless you have cleaners on the team. And what I mean by that is pretty simple. You had guys that were more willing than anybody to be the 12th man, to lock it up on the field, clean it up, do the dirty work. And that allowed me personally to be successful and take a lot of stress off of my game.
As far as Michael's playing goes, the thing that's impressive is you play this game long enough and you're going to have some games that are clunkers. All right. It just happens. Michael never did. Okay. As a coach, you go into a game and you think, okay, look, I know what I have. And if they play to their potential, then we've got something. Okay. But they're kids. So you never really know what you're going to get until you get it. Michael, you never had to worry about. His game was always on. He was a student of the game. His skill and his brain exceeded everybody else's on the field.
Coach K has been really, really special to me, and that goes back even before my official time here as a Warrior. I used to attend all of his one-touch soccer camps. My brother had played here, my sister had played here, and I remember being a little kid playing up on the hill just outside here. Someone like Coach K with me personally was very patient, because coming in as a little pipsqueak freshman, I was a really small, diminutive, undersized midfielder. And he always told me, don't let that faze you. You'll be playing against bigger guys that are grown men, guys that are now junior seniors. But at the end of the day, we're always going to have your back. We're going to protect you. And we're also going to put players around you to be successful. And that always meant a lot to me.
In his senior year, he had 31 assists, and that was his strength. getting his people involved, setting his people up for the goals. And he, like I said, he played like Lionel Messi. That's the type of player he was. All left foot, but it worked.
Thinking back of watching Michael, you know, he had a lot of great goals, but I just visualized Michael playing 50-yard passes on a dime to a teammate. He just had an ability to make the soccer ball do whatever he wanted it to do.
Personally, I'd like to give a shout out to my entire team. I would love to give a special shout out to Coach Kistner, Coach Carrasco, Coach Zindarzik, Coach LaGuardia, who was extremely special to me, Coach G, who was one of my teachers here at Walsh. I remember giving a really special speech as a part of one of our requirements for school on who is or what is the most important thing to you in your life. And that's something that I actually still have to this day. He was a very special teacher who obviously touched a lot of lives here, and I'm very grateful to know him. On top of that, man, there's too many to thank. My family, my parents, George and Marianne, my older brother, Georgie, who was a heck of a player here, my sister, Nicole, who we've supported each other my entire life. We attended every single one of our youth games growing up. We never missed each other's high school games unless it conflicted with ours, of course. And then, of course, most importantly, I'd really like to thank my wife, Katie. She's really special to me, and I'm very excited for her to obviously see some of the people that have meant the most to me over these years.